So I started to create this chart just off of some bogus data here. It's just random data. And we got chart one here. And I had forgotten the object name that handles the plot points. It's a series collection, I think. So we'll call it series as series, right? Collection, and then we'll do series as series. Forget what the difference is, but we'll start with this. And we'll say chart test series collection. I don't know if it starts at 0 or 1, but do something like this just to see if let's do this. Let's do it the right way. Yeah, we'll do series 1 just to see if we get a value. Oh, this is the first series. Oh, okay, I got it. Sure if the index starts at, yeah, it's all right. So the index starts at 1. This is the first series object. And the first value, I guess. Let's see if that's right. Yeah, so it's 1. So this is the x-axis. So 2 should be 2. Yep. So on and so forth. Yep. All right. So now what we need is we want the y-axis. I don't know if it's like x value. Yeah, here's like x values. So there's got to be a y values. Yeah. Oh, no, there's no y values. X values, I guess this would indicate the value at the x object. Maybe not. No, this is also returning the same as values. Hmm. Get how to get the y values. Let's see. It's so weird that values and x values returns the same object. I might have to take this to Google. All right, so full series. I said series collection, but here it's full series collection. Let's see. Modifying a specific data point. Oh, so it's just points. Okay. So right, that should be the point object. All right, let's see that. Yeah, there we go. Points 1 dot. No, no, it doesn't like that. Hope this will work. I'm trying to get the singular of series, which a series collection, which I think is a series, but it's saying plural here. So let's say for each series in series dot Yeah, so it should be implicit that it's item to cycle through. And we should be able to do series dot value. Oh, and there's only one here, right? So this series, I could probably just, yeah, we want to cycle the values. Yeah, so we got all of them here. 1 and 9. Oh, yeah, that's because there's two. Yeah, there's the blue and the white. Oh, okay. And I see what happened, right? So we want to get this. Oh, okay, so it is implicit. Yeah, I was looking at the blue item. Sorry, I haven't touched charting in a while. Right. So the blue item is values is the Y value. So we want um to cycle each point. So right, so now we can just say, so we'll make that points, and we'll make doing point, this point singular. And now we should be able to cycle. So now we should be able to say for each point in series dot points or series dot points. And then we could just say point dot value. Guess maybe do I have to cycle through? I don't know why I'm struggling with this so much. I haven't looked at this in a long time. So we could always cycle up through the account. So we'll just say cycle long. We know exactly what we need. So we could say, I think it starts at 1. Maybe it's length. Series dot length dot count. There we go. Because it begins at 1, we should be good with that. And then we can get, right, series dot values. It'll cycle. Right, and then we get all of the values for that. And then we want the X value first. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Right, and then we have to well, that's the right, that's the outer. Right, so that's this. And then we have to cycle the points. So now I should be able to do the inner part, which is the points. I don't recommend nesting this much either. Dot just run to this actual thing so we can interrogate it more. All right, so we do have a point object. Not sure what it is. All right, so series 1.1, that's a good sign. And then I don't know where, there's your select command that you're accustomed to using. I don't know why there's not an X or Y value, but we can still, step up each of these. We can say for each series dot, series L cycle, because the first one is the blue, the second one is the orange. So we could say debug.print series dot values. What am I doing here? I am really struggling, and I shouldn't be. 1, 2. Yep, 917, and then right, and then do the X values. Oops. Right. 1 is 1, 2 is 2. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, it's series count. Yeah, I did this wrong. I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's cycle equals 1, 2 series dot count, right? Because that's the outermost thing. And then, yeah, I see what I did wrong here. All right, for each series in, and then series of cycle, and then whatever, it'll implicitly know the series that we're looking for. I did that backwards. Series dot values, right? And then now we can cycle through each item in the values. So there should be like a values dot like item count or something like that we should be able to cycle through. Let's say. Or a length. See values dot count or dot length or dot length. No. Maybe there's an upper bound on that series. Let's see. Let's step through it. Right. So it's implicit. So there's the right. And then we say debug. Now we want to know what the upper limit is once we get the series. All right. So now we have the series. Now the question is, what is the upper limit? So we know like we can do like dot values 1 will be 1, and then X values will be 1. So we'll do like X value should be 1, and 2 will be 2, 3, wonder if we can do like an up bound on the series. No, maybe this is where we can cycle this as a point because it would seem implicit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's what I needed. I don't know why that took me so long. Right. And again, I don't usually like nesting 3 levels deep, even 2 levels deep, I don't like. Yeah. So we get the reference, the series, and the point, but we want the values now. So see how we can. Seem weird that we'd have to step up. Series, paste, marker, the property. Yeah, the value doesn't seem to be implicit in points. I mean, it's at the series level, we know we can get the X and Y that we want. I mean, we just have to find the upper bound. We know the upper bound is 23, but there's got to be some kind of enumerator that tells us what the upper bound is. So for now, we could do like dim L points as long. And then instead of point, we'll just cycle, we'll just say 4L points equals 1 to 23, since we know it's fixed, and then we'll replace the 23, whatever the real upper bound is. I just can't remember how to interrogate the upper bounds on this. I haven't touched it in a long time, as you can see. Right, series dot, right, X is going to be L points, and then series dot values, L points, and then we should get exactly what we're looking for. Yep. So for that first one, right, for the first chart, right, that's just linear because I accidentally plotted the graph I didn't want. And we could even take that out now. Let's just delete it. Yeah, we really only care about the orange. So now we'll only have one series. So this will only run once. Right. And so we get it. 1 is 9, 2 is 17. And we can, this is randomized anyway, so we can run it again. We'll get a different set of numbers. Yep. And then we get all the different numbers, like 1 is 99. You can see it's 99. Yada, yada, yada. So the question is, right, what's the upper bound on these? Almost like seems intuitive, be like values.count or values.length. Something like this seems intuitive, but it's not. And we can't get the upper bound on the series. We do something like this, U bound on series, doesn't tell us. Might cheat on this one and use the web just because I'm struggling so much here. Where's the and where's like the count of the points? Maybe that's what it is inherently, like points.count. Seems like it should be points count or point length. Yeah, oh, there it is. I don't know why it wouldn't enumerate for me. I guess it wanted me to set an explicit point, so we could theoretically do this. And that would be points because it's collection of points. And then we would do pt.count. Yeah, that's what we needed. Yeah, oh, we never ran it. So we got to set that object. There we go. And then, right, if we wanted to change the value of one of those points, which I think is why you were using the select command, Let's see if we can do that. So we could say like Siri dot values L points. I don't know if we can explicitly say like, hey, it's now equal to 1. I don't know if we can do that, but we'll try. And then that's probably where we have to use the points object, is my guess. But like I said, I haven't touched this in a long time. Let's see. So it's currently set to 99. We're going to set it to 1. It doesn't want us, it doesn't let us set it to 1 explicitly. All right, so we can't just say, hey, I don't know if there's a, yeah, so this is where we could use the points. So we could say set the points equal to the series that we're on, points L points, right? And then we should get the singular object that we're looking for. Let's see, point dot. Again, there's no value, but there's like the name, right? Series 1.1. And so we want to modify this one. See if we can just do like a point dot value. No. I don't think it's set property, but we could try that. Let's say. I don't think that's it. Remember how to. Oh, it wants me to change the full instance in this particular example. Yeah, so it wants us to modify that whole instance of the chart. We just want a particular number. So we want something like this. Oh, okay. It wants me to change it at the sheet level, which, yeah, that makes sense. We could do that. Or, right, it's trying to get us to change the entire set. I don't know if we can do it right in a singular fashion. Let's see. Updating the source cell best practice or overriding the series formula string. So we'd have to, right, we have to change everything. So it really just wants us to change the particular value at the source. So here on sheet 1, we could do something like, sheet 1's, yeah, sheet 1, oh, sheet 2. So the row would be, L points plus 1. And then the row here is 2. And value equals, like, we'll say like, this times 90%. And we'll get them all down by, we'll reduce them. Yeah. So write it. Just multiply that. Now we should see 89.1, and we do. So yeah, it wants you to modify the values at the source, not within the actual chart. Yeah. All right, so that's how you can do it without select. I'm not quite sure how you were doing it with select, but we could take a look. Let's see. So we've got our point, and now we could do like a point dot select to see it. you know, it will highlight that particular item on the chart. So we should see, yeah, so it is highlighted. Um, but we still can't, you know, we can't do any modification from here, I don't believe. Because there's no value, there's no like singular way to change it through this interface. I mean, we could change probably like the colors and stuff like that instead of shadow. So there's no shadow there. So we could say like, you know, it's true. All right. So now we've got a shadow on that singular point object. But yeah, to change the actual value, we've got to go back to the value inside the actual data source, or right, just replace the entire data source on the series.